So I would like you to lend me a few minutes of your time to walk you through a very important SQL concept, which is called CTE. Have you ever written a long SQL query and everything becomes so confusing? So that is where CTE comes in. So CTE stands for Common Table Expression, and it helps make your SQL query cleaner. It makes it easier to read, and it makes it easier to manage. So a CTE is like creating a temporary table inside your SQL query. So instead of writing a one giant query, you break it down into smaller parts. So, and the syntax in writing CTE, it starts with the with keyword. It starts with the with keyword. So take for instance, here we are looking at the CTE employee database. So here is our table. Let's see what our table look like. So let's select all from this table. So let's run this. Select all from this. Okay, so here is our table. And from our table, you can see that we have employee ID, employee name, department, and the salary. So this particular query now, we can turn it into a CTE. Yes, so instead of writing this long query, each time that we want to see this, result, instead of writing this again, we can just turn this into what is CTA. And to do that is we bring in the with keyword. Yeah, so we use the with keyword with. So let's name this CTE employee CTE. So here we want to name it employee underscore CTE. So after this, we use the alias as ax, then open and closing parentheses. So inside this open and closing parentheses is where we're going to copy this query. So we just copy this query. Let's cut it and put it there. Let's cut it and put it there. So this is our CTE, right? So this is our CTE. Now, maybe we want to reference this CTE. We want to reference this temporary table. We can just do select. We can do select all. Can decide to select all from this CTE. So instead of using the previous instead of using this database table name, we will now use this CTE name, because is our temporary is a table, is a temporary table. So if you should run this now, let's see what it gives us. You see, so it gives us exactly the same thing, right? So that is how CTE works. So CTE helps us to create a temporary table that we can reference in our query. Yes. So so taking a look at this table, let's see the employees that has salary that is above average salary. So to get employees with that has a salary that is above average salary, let's first of all create average salary, a CTE. Yes, let's create average salary CTE. So to do that, let's create average salary first. So I would like to create average salary. Let's okay. So average salary acts the as the alias. So let's name this average salary as AVG underscore salary. So where are we getting it from? From which table? From this our table. let me give you a space here from CTE employee data. So this is our average salary. Let's run this and see how it looks like. So we see that the average salary is 5,233.333. So that is the average salary for all the employees. So now we can put these inside a CTE. So let's put this inside a CTE. So starting with the width keyword, width. So what are we going to name this? So let's name this average salary CTE, right? Yes. So as so remember, let's copy this query now inside. Let's cut it and paste it there. So this is going to be the average salary CTE, right? So let's write another query that would display the employee name, the salary, the employee name and the salary. They will now filter to see employees that has salary that is above the average salary. So let's do that. So let's write a select statement, so employee. So let's select employee name, then we select employee name, select employee salary. Okay, so we're selecting all of these from, remember we have two tables now, so we're selecting from this database table. Then we are still going to reference in our CTE table. So we are going to also reference it. What's our CTE table that has the average salary? So this is it. Let me copy it. Okay, so let me copy this table. So remember, we are referencing the database table and the CTE table here. So with the comma, so we do this. Then after doing this, we're going to filter now with the where clause. So where salary is what? Greater. Yes, where salary is greater than what? Remember, it's greater than what? Average. Greater than average underscore salary. Okay, so yes, where is greater than average salary. So let's run this and see what we got. So you see that we've gotten Sarah and Michael. They have salary that is greater than what? The average salary. Remember, the average salary was what? Was 5,233. And here Sarah got he has a salary that is a salary of 6,500, and Michael has a salary of 7,000. So this is how CTE works. So with the CTE, you will be able to create temporary tables that you can reference later on in your query. So it makes your query easier to read, more organized and easier to read, and it makes it cleaner. So thank you.